How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I think the worst is behind us in crypto. I think we've already hit bottom. I want to go through why that is here today and why I am bullish moving forward. And I'm not saying that everything is cleared up, that we won't fall down anymore, but a lot of the worst is behind us, in my opinion. And I'm going to go through charts. I'm going to go through news. I'm going to go through what's happening macroeconomics, and we'll go through a lot of different pieces of information. Of course, do your own research. Let me know if you think we've hit bottom in the comment section. I will say, too, there is a crypto that I just made a video about on the Patreon, an exclusive video that I want to add a lot more to. It's not Bitcoin. It's one that I might actually take some money out of Bitcoin to go put money into this one, but I'm waiting a little bit. So if you want to know when I buy that crypto, and if you want to see the video now, you can join the Patreon. If you sign up for a full year, that's the best deal. I also want to thank Degen, which we'll talk about more later in the video. And if you want to trade on margin, of course, do your research and only invest money that you're willing to lose on margin. But there is a link to Margex underneath the video. Now, as you can see, crypto is looking pretty good with Bitcoin still around 23,000. A lot of other cryptos just kind of trading sideways recently over the last few days because Bitcoin has been sideways as well. I like this, though. I like this sideways chop because it gives us some time to consolidate and make another run up. I would rather see this than see us just go up 50% in a few days because I think that is too aggressive and would cause a bit of a sell-off. I think that this also brings down the RSI, makes people think that this is the new normal. And as things turn around, I, again, would rather have a slowly move up than some exponential blow off top that gets more investors in and then flushes more out. Now, I really like the price action we've seen recently on Bitcoin. We've seen lower lows and lower highs for months and months and months, but we just changed this trend. We had a higher low and a higher high. We broke through this resistance that we had seen previously right before the FTX collapse, and now we're moving higher. We can also see we've also had pretty good volume recently, and as you can see, we can also just look at the bear markets of the past and this bear market. We've moved down about 77% from peak to the bottom of the market. It took about 365 days if you go from the last cycle top. If we move back a cycle, it's very similar. It took us about 365 days and we fell 83 to 84%. Now, of course, there's a lot more money in Bitcoin right now and a lot more holders. So we would expect the drawdowns to be less and the pumps to be less as well. So this is pretty expected in terms of price action here. We've also seen a lot of the FUD kind of being nothing burgers. I mean, for example, Genesis files for bankruptcy in the latest blow to Barry Silbert's DCG empire. This just came out a few days ago and the market moved up. It didn't really matter. This was already priced into the market, and I think a lot of people are just glad that we're getting past some of these problems that we've just been waiting to blow up. And of course, we could see some capitulation from this eventually, but right now it doesn't seem like people are capitulating. It seems like people are glad that this is being cleared up. We've had FTX recovering billions of liquid assets, and we've had a lot of money coming from Sam Bankman-Fried himself. Over $700 million has been cleared up. So this is going to go back hopefully to the holders and the creditors, and hopefully we just get past a lot of this uncertainty that we've been in for a long time. Now, there's something that I haven't even really talked about, the Logan Paul CoffeeZilla problem, but that's also getting cleared up. I mean, everywhere we look, things are fixing themselves. Now, if you don't know about this too much, again, I haven't covered it too much, but basically Logan Paul started this NFT project. They didn't actually deliver. You could buy the NFTs, but they didn't actually unlock. They were supposed to hatch. I believe it was called Crypto Zoo. And from there, CoffeeZilla made a video about it. Logan Paul said that CoffeeZilla was a fraud, basically, and that he was just attacking Logan to get clout, and that Logan was going to sue him for defamation. And that was kind of a crazy saga with a lot of drama. But if you don't know, there's a company called DAO Maker. They're one of the largest launch pads out there. They have 500,000 followers on Twitter, and their maker, or the founder of DAO Maker, Chris Zachnon, he just started a new project. He was really fed up with Logan Paul. He said that he's basically full of crap. He says it takes 30 days to build Crypto Zoo. To prove that, he's going to build, it's actually called Degen Zoo now. And what he was going to do is basically use these profits, for legal expenses of CoffeeZilla and victims. And now they're actually donating some of this money to animal charities. They're going to try to do this with under $20,000 because Logan Paul said they spent $1 million or something like that. They're going to build it in 30 days and they're trying to build a healthy community. So far, it looks like they are. They have 15,000 followers, including DAO Maker and, again, the CEO. They're getting good engagement on posts and they're trying to just really move along quickly and trying to make sure that they build a good project in the meantime, basically trying to show up Logan Paul. So if you want to get information on them, they are a partner of the channel. You can follow the links underneath the video to Twitter or to their website, and then you can research them a little bit more. Now, with a lot of that behind us, a lot of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and with bad news coming in and us actually moving up, it's pretty interesting to see what big investors are doing. With Bitcoin now surpassing 22.7 thousand for the first time since August 18, 2022, the price rise has come now that large whales holding between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoin have collectively accumulated 64,638 or 1.46 billion Bitcoin in the last 15 days. So whales are starting to accumulate. We also see recently on Bitfinex, miners are in better shape as well, with Bitcoin coming off their lows. Selling is now at a 3-year low. So the lowest that we've been since 2020. It is a potential indication that miners are now either already transitioned or in the process of transitioning to a source of buying pressure. Miners are building their Bitcoin because they anticipate further rises. Who do you want to follow? Whales and miners. They have a lot of money. They're smart investors for whales. And then miners know what's happening behind the scenes, and they've been through this before. Also, when miners aren't selling, that means that one of the largest selling pressures in the market is just taken away. So at this point, I think we're in the beginning of disbelief. We were in depression just a few months ago when FTX collapsed and people were worried about so many different cryptos falling, DCG, so many different problems on the horizon, and it was just sucky. I mean, day after day after day after day, your crypto is going down. But now we're starting to get in this disbelief phase where people are wondering, is this really the start of the next market? Are we out of the worst of it? And I think, in my opinion, we are. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't fall back down. As you can see here, disbelief does have some drawdowns, but in my opinion, I would think we would trend sideways to up over the next year or so, maybe have a little bit of a spike at one point, fall back down, maybe sucker some people into buying and then falling down and then them selling, thinking that Bitcoin's dead. And then we go back up into euphoria after the next Bitcoin cycle. If I had to put numbers on it, this is, if you've made it this far in this video, well, congrats, because I'll give you some numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 40 to 48,000, get rejected around there, because that is where we got to recently when we had that suckers rally where we went up to 48,000. I wouldn't be surprised to see us go back up there over the next year, get rejected, go back down to maybe 30, 32,000, and then move back up into the next cycle, into the hope, optimism, belief, the real euphoria. And this will make sense if we're out of the next recession in the next year and a half. This would fit pretty well. Now, the S&P 500 is at an important level right now. We just broke out a little bit, so it's an interesting time with so many earnings coming up this week, with the SPY or S&P 500 at such an important level here, and with FOMC meetings coming up. Of course, we are seeing CPI come down pretty convincingly as well, from 9.1 to 6.5. It's still not great, but it's getting much better. But we still have FOMC meetings, and we're expecting them to continue to raise rates. But now there's a 38% chance that they don't raise anything this next week. There's a 62% chance, according to investors, that we will see a 25 basis point hike. And then after that, we expect a couple more 25 basis point hikes, and for that to be the top of the rate cycle. And then the market's expecting rates to come down. Now, if that doesn't happen, if we raise more aggressively, obviously, crypto will be affected like the rest of the assets, liquid assets like stocks. So that could definitely put some pressure on crypto. If there's some other black swan or some other big contagion event, obviously that could hurt crypto. But I do think we are through the worst of it. I think we're really out of the depths of the bear market. Now, we've seen this in the past, back in 2017, where we and a lot of other investors thought we were out of the bear market, and we started to move up. So you can see here, hitting some higher highs and lower and higher lows and then it dropped right back down. So it started to come out of the bear market, but I would say that we have gone longer than this last bear market, and everything seems to be trending in the right direction. But let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. I think this 200-week moving average is going to be really important to pop over. The S&P 500 is going to be really important if it can hold this line as support. And then also if we can continue to see CPI come down and the Fed change their tune a little bit, I think crypto is in a great place. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Again, check out the Patreon if you want to know the crypto that I really want to add more to. And I'll see you in the next video. Again, thank you to Degen, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.